We ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us, we can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
You've been lied to. You've been told that the enemy stands beside you. Your neighbor is your rival. That's what they use to divide you. But I ain't beefing with nobody that got the same problems I do. Don't always work, but I try to. I can be prideful when I often lose my cool, but I choose to commit to being better so we can eat together. Cause compared to black lives, our beef don't really matter. The day of us fighting each other is over. Wish they love my folks like they loving my culture. But we ain't even pressed, I ain't even gon' hold ya. We don't need your stamp, we co-signing our own stuff. Don't need permission, you dealing with grown-ups. And our ancestors, they told us you owe us. So we here to collect, make the check out the black crowd and on one.
we ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us, we can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making
Just got a call from my dog, he was livid. He said that he saw what he saw, but wish he didn't. I told him that we all was appalled at what we witnessed. He said that the law be going hard. I said they been dead, where you been? It's time to bring your best out, kings. Cause this ain't a protest, this a lifestyle change. Which means my child is your child. Protect and respect our queen. Hell of a thing to be melanin made.
we ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. They know, and our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more.
So mama,
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
All right, good afternoon, good night, good morning, man. Hey, and good evening to some of y'all, depending on where you're at, man. Welcome back to the world. Welcome back to the program, Lamont King. Let's go live with Lamont King. Let's go. Good to have you back. Good to see you. Good to talk to you. I hope all is well with you and yours, wherever you're at. How was your weekend? Good. Weather was nice. How the family? Oh, word. That's what's up. Good to know. All right, thumbs up on the check-in if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me turn my, mine up. Loud and clear. Thumbs up on the check-in. Shout out to all our returning viewers. It's a new week, man. This is a new chance to get it right. We got 5 times to get it right this week. So this is starting fresh. Of course, housekeeping. We got to start off the show with acknowledging our new sponsors and patrons. Appreciate y'all for donating. We put the info up for y'all. There it is, a Cash App. This program is 100% supported by viewers like you. So our Cash App is open and we're accepting donations as little as $1. We just try to go $1 a view. That's it. If you're watching, give us $1. So we maintain and put out some content, maintain good operations here from the Broadcast Center, Tiny Closet Studios, the Command Center, Lamont King 06. It's on your screen. Some people say I talk too fast, so I'm going to slow it down. Cash App is Lamont King 06. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7. It's just an hour. We're just going to shoot the shit. Sometimes it may go longer. Sometimes it may go shorter, depending on the type of mood you in. You know what I mean? Because you might just be watching and just be like, all right, I'm doing something else. All right, let's see. Let's shout out to our sponsors. Most recently, I might have shouted them up. Oh, we haven't received any since Thursday. All right, that's all good. Whatever. In case you missed it, Fridays now we're doing something same thing every Friday. So Friday show is called All Fun and Games, as you can see behind me. So every Friday 6 to 7 we doing All Fun and Games. It's me and the homie John Watson jump on here and just wild out and come up with new material for me to possibly use on stage. So All Fun and Games gives you an inside look at how new funny material is created. We got some dynamic guests coming up this week. Shout out to last week we had some Reginald Williams stop through, author, Brian Bailey, licensed mental health clinician. Who else? Kevin Mincy, district attorney, civil rights attorney out of Philadelphia. So I got some names lined up. I'm not going to say who it is. I just need you to get in the habit of tuning in. And also while you're here, download the Humor Mill app. Good friends of the program. You can get it on the Roku, the Fire Stick, Comcast, all that, Apple Music. However you can find it, get it. They will be carrying the show. This is, I think, week 5. I think we're in week 5. All thanks to you. If it wasn't for you, we would be nowhere. All right, man, let's jump into it. I don't really have a lot to talk about because I had a pretty unplugged weekend where I just really did not, for the first time in a while, weather was nice. I decided not to plug in and catch the news and the headlines. I saw a few of them come across my radar, but I didn't really dial in all weekend. Plus, we're doing a home improvement project, man, and me and old lady, man, we laying flooring down, redoing the flooring. And when I tell you, hey, you DIY. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are looking for episode 2 of Tiny DIY. I did not record the work that we did this weekend because it was not a tiny project. It was actually a real project. And if you've ever done flooring, right? So I've learned a lot doing this Tiny DIY project process about home renovation. I'm not skilled by no stretch, but I figure you can learn anything from YouTube. So we taught ourselves how to install flooring. When I tell you, flooring and renovation is a young man's game. It's a young man's game. It's as they say in Baltimore. Shout out to Dr. J. As they say in Baltimore, it ain't no whore. It's no whore, yo. It's hey. So so this weekend was I was kind of preoccupied. And I will show y'all, but it wasn't Tiny DIY. It wasn't no episode type deal. You know what I mean? This was like a real project. And I'm trying to word this the best way. When I tell you my niece, geez, Louis, my niece, and I had to, so I have to relearn. Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. That's what I was just about to say. I had to relearn, right? So I have this habit. Just it's my old way. I believe that you can get everything you need in life from the dollar store. I firmly believe it. Just short of groceries, and even then, groceries too, but just not the non-perishables. Unless you're feeling risky. Just don't go back to the back of the store with refrigerators. Don't get the eggs or the meat or the yogurt out the out the dollar store. Don't do it. But you can get everything else out the dollar store, right? So, did you know they had a hardware section? I bet you didn't. Did you know they got tools in the dollar store? I bet you didn't. So I got the little hand saw. You got the hammer, the T square, the level, the rugged electrical gloves, painter gloves, remodeling gloves, and these are amazingly in the dollar store, all $1 a piece. Some drop cloths, with knee pads. So that's what I was gonna say, John. So I got the knee pads, right? Don't get the knee pads from the dollar store. Don't just take my word for it. Don't, you ain't got to run your own investigation. Don't get the knee pads for the dollar store. They was good for about one usage, and after that, that concrete just start knocking. It started hitting back. Concrete started hitting back when you put them. So yeah. So then I went and got the you've seen the videos. I got the mallet and the pull bar. I even know the terminology now. Like I could legit go to school for flooring right now. So I got the mallet and the pull bar, and it was good, man. It was first 2-3 hours was really trial and error. So we got like 3 hours, we got like one row down. But once you get the hang of it, it's just like on TV, HGTV. That when they teach you how to flooring for beginners, you go to YouTube, be like flooring for a beginner. Here's some tips and tricks that you can use for flooring. Like all that's real. You get that first 3-4 hours, and if you're not a type of person that don't like exercising, and you don't feel like I don't want to exercise, go put some flooring. Put some flooring. You'll sweat because you might skip a workout, but you're gonna get it. It ain't gonna skip you. So yeah, so this weekend I spent time, it's really like self-care. It's therapeutic. Home renovations is therapeutic. That's why you go to Lowe's and Home Depot, the lines be so goddamn long. It's therapeutic. Man, especially now, like we came to the cash register with like 37 boxes of floors. And the lady was like, what's going on today? And we was like, yeah, we about to, we pulling on the floor and putting this new floor on. She's like, oh, I always wanted to do that. You guys do it yourself? And this is the lady at the Lowe's. And she was like, I'm so excited. Can you bring back pictures when you get done? We was like, yeah. I don't know if she was trying to sell us, upsell us, make us buy some more stuff, get us hype. But it made me hype. I was like, yeah, I'll bring the pictures back. You know what I'm saying? Give me 2 days. Meanwhile, we on day 3. So yeah, so you'll get to see it. You'll get to see it. So that's what I did. So back to your original, Dr. J, your original talk about the importance of unplugging. Unplugging is very important, right? Especially in this climate. I feel like I'm ahead of the curve because I kind of had a habit of doing that anyway. Like I'm in media and communication, so for years and years and years and years and years, and especially being a comedian, I gotta be up on so much to be able to talk about it. But I would give myself breaks. I'd be like, when the news come on, or if it just get too much, and I find myself just taking in too much information, I just shut off, and go watch like Family Guy or something, or just go sit outside and stare at the sky. And it may sound weird, but those, nowadays you gotta do basic shit like that to unplug and keep yourself from being overly stimulated and just overwhelmed with information. So you got to unplug. So that was this weekend. So it's very important. And how do I feel? The question, how do I feel now that I have? Refreshed. Back to Monday. I feel refreshed. Let's do some more questions. Y'all trying to get interactive today. All of a sudden now everybody, it's Monday. We starting over. This is new. This is new for y'all. Peel and stick flooring. No, it is not. It is not the peel and stick. I'm a fan of the peel and stick flooring. I'm a fan of budget renovations. I'm a fan of DIY, but we went with a real situation. So yeah, not peel and stick. And it's plank. We laying the planks. So it's a real deal. Yeah. So Jay says I stay unplugged. I'm not on any social media and it doesn't bother me. Well, that's something I can't do. So shout out to you, Jay, because I cannot do that. I can't stay that unplugged. Social media is actually where I get all my information. So I wish I could. I got some friends that are like in military and in some version of law enforcement or global intelligence, and they're like, no, I can't have social media accounts. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. But always calling me, asking me about shit. Like, did you see it? No, yeah, I saw it. We all did. Everybody else saw it. So, you gotta go to Google. It come in my feed, champ. Yeah, we all saw it. Did you hear about it? Yeah, we heard about it yesterday. But because you don't have social media, you gotta play catch up, champ. But don't keep calling me. So I do have those friends that are completely off the grid. I wish I could be that way one day. Not that it's any level of I'm addicted to it, even though it can be an addiction. It be stuff that I have to know. So I can't go, without knowing. But with regards to the floor, yes, it's luxury grade. Yes, it is. It lasts 10 years. The peel and stick, I got that just to try. Yeah, it's good. Peel and stick, good practice. It's good practice. We just felt like we was ready to take that step. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff you be watching HGTV about 7 or 8 episodes in. You like, yeah, I'm ready. I could do that. No saws or nothing. No nail guns, nothing. And you just be in that joint sweating. So, yeah. Hey, BJ Murphy, shout out to you, man. Legend in the game. Appreciate you for tuning in. All right, let's get to it, man. It's a few headlines I just wanted to gloss over real quick, and to get you going on your Monday, because these 3 things right here, man. I was searching today. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, not that. That's that's run of the mill. We've been talked about that already. But there was this. I thought this was interesting. Let's go here. There was a Lyft driver. I don't know where, when, but it's definitely recent. So you got there's like this how can I phrase this? The Civil War is coming. I don't, ain't trying to scare you. I ain't trying to be no boogeyman, but it's coming, and it may not be between who you think. It's going to be divided along some definite lines. But here's the current one that's going on right now. People that want to wear masks and people that don't want to wear masks. There is a real battle going on right now in places that you probably not even thinking of. And it's serious. It's serious. Whether you believe what the government is telling you, whether you believe these numbers are real, whether you believe the virus is real, whether you have family members that have died from it, whether you yourself might have had that real nasty cold back in December and can't tell, all that's up in the air. But right now, with these reopenings and you being able to move and come and go as you please, there's a real battle between people that wear the mask and people that don't want to wear it. And I saw this scenario. I'm gonna try to play the video. I hope you can hear the audio. And it made me think. I was like, damn, that's a situation I did not think of. There was a Lyft driver who, you'll see in the video. The passenger got in the car, didn't have a mask on, and he asked him, did he have one? He said, nah. Then he asked him to pull his shirt up, very nicely, very pleasant. And the dude was like, nah. So then he started getting smart with the driver, and the driver's like, all right, I had enough of this. You got to go. You got to get out the car. And the dude didn't want to get out the car. And just let's discuss. Let's watch and discuss. Because I was watching in disgust, but let's watch it and then discuss. Let's see. Let me share the screen, because this is what's taking place now. This is the next phase of public disagreements. We're going to see a lot of this. Where you at? Where you go at? Where you go at? All right, here we go. Hopefully y'all can hear this. Thumbs up if you can hear it.
Sure.
Yeah. What's my name?
Edgar, I think.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for hearing me out.
No problem. By any chance, do you have a mask?
No, I don't.
Do you mind to put your shirt on top right here?
I
So
can.
that'll be really appreciated. I'm sorry?
You believe in that shit?
Yes, I do. Because I have a family that is sick of
The
that.
passenger asked if he believed in COVID.
Mm-hmm.
He said yes because I have family that have been sick.
Well, it's not the government. It's the people that is getting sick.
I'm sorry I don't have a mask.
Yeah.
I've never
So now he's covering his face with his hand.
Well, it's because we're really close right here in the car,
should
and then
have left there.
I know his hand is not N95.
I don't know where you're going.
it's taking me to the freeway. You want to take that way, or you gonna?
Well, if you want to drive around me all night long without a mask, that's fine.
All right, here's where the turn comes.
Go that way.
That's
To
fine.
you. I don't like you.
You don't like me? You want to
No.
get out?
No, I want you to take my ass home and give you a shitty review.
You know what?
Okay, let's stop there. So, if you can see let's come back. I got to look at your face. So there was a slight bit of escalation. You could see the tone change, right? So the driver is literally saying, because of, the passenger says, "Oh, you can believe what the government says?" And he was like, "Well, it's not really the government. It's just that we're in a tight space. You're in my car. We're in a tight space. Just throw the mask on." So you watch, he's following the directions of the navigation, and the guy in the back is like, "Oh, you should have went left if you was taking me home." And he was like, "Well, the navigation put me on the highway." Then he immediately he goes left. He says, "I don't like you. Take me home, drop me off. I'm gonna write you a shitty review." What? All right, let's go back. This is wild. Wait a minute. This is wild. Hold on. Oh, I can do it this way. Let's try this. All right, I'm gonna go back a little bit.
You can get out right now.
I'm getting out right now. If you want to get me home quick, you go that way.
That's
To
fine.
you. I don't like you.
You don't like me? You want to
No.
get out?
No, I want you to take my ass home and give you a shitty review.
You know what? You can get out right now.
I'm not getting out right now.
Yes.
Nope, I've got a contract with you. I've got a ride with
Nope.
you.
I got a contract with you.
Contract with you. I have a ride with you.
Nope. The contract
Yep.
ends right now.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, he does.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
You try. Go ahead.
Nope.
The contract does not end.
Yes.
I told you I didn't like your standards. I'm entitled to free speech.
Yes,
You
sir.
cannot
I'm
contract. You cannot cancel the contract for that.
not- Yes, I do.
No.
It's my car, and you can get out right now.
Nope. It's not your car. It's Lyft.
Nope. It's
You
my
represent.
car.
You represent Lyft.
Well, then suit lift.
And
Then.
your little candy ass faggy white glasses.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he said your candy ass effity white glasses, because I don't know if they're gonna block this.
I'm not gonna do that because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
There.
Go again, so a little slower, sir.
There.
I don't see that.
It's canceled.
Let me
There.
see it show up on my phone. And then
I don't know.
I'll get out, okay?
I don't know.
You don't know much, do you?
All right, here's
I finished the trip
it
already.
gets worse.
Get out of my car. Please.
Out of your car?
Yes.
Yeah, how about a please, boy?
He said, "Get out of your car. How about a please, boy?"
No, I didn't cancel. I finished the trip.
I live 4 miles that way. You didn't finish the trip.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
How can you say you finished the trip and I live 4 miles that way?
Because
How
we're
can
right
you say-
here. I already ended up the trip, and now please get out, or I'm gonna have to call the police.
How could you say you finished the trip when I want to go
I did
over
finish
there?
the trip. I finished the trip.
You didn't cancel the trip.
I did. No, I didn't cancel. I finished the trip. It's
Okay, so
different.
I'll just have to call Lyft and complain about it.
Go ahead.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
okay.
right.
Go ahead. I have video.
You gonna call and
You got
complain?
video?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
listen.
got video?
Yeah.
Hey, you got video?
Yeah.
Hey, you ever take English class? You got video? You got video? Look,
you take models class?
I take what?
Models.
What's
Ah.
models?
You don't even speak. You
No,
don't even,
I don't know because I speak English.
yeah, you think you speak
Where you
speak
from,
English, but
boy?
you don't. I'm from here.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're a fucking wetback.
Oh,
And you are?
I'm an American, motherfucker. I fought for
I'm
this
an
country for 3 times.
I'm an American too.
3 times in the goddamn war.
I'm an American too.
No, I don't. But you don't speak English.
Yes, I do speak English. I
Okay,
speak
well, how
Spanish.
come you just want to rip me off on my trip? That's all I want to know.
I don't want to rip you off of the trip.
Then
You
why you
start
cancel me?
disrespecting
Why
me.
you cancel me for full ride?
All right.
You only gave me
so let's see.
100 yards of ride.
This is almost
Why
over.
would you do that? And how would that be considered?
There's a couple things, man. I hope you're taking notes.
Is that considered fair in your country?
Yes, because
your-
this is my country.
In your country, because it's an American citizen.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I got video, and I'm gonna present. I'm gonna press charges on you right now.
And I'll know who you are.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go on, boy.
Go ahead.
All right. All right. So, yeah. Couple things. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Let me, so that's it was on auto. My bad. So yeah, couple things. Like how? That's thing one. How? You just the level of entitlement is so sickening. Like I can't even. I feel like if I say racist, the word is so overused, it's lost its sting. Like it really has no effect when I say it. Me calling you that is like that doesn't bother you. But how did you just got into his car? You called him for a ride. How do this entitlement and we're all just programmed by convenience, and we're just so used to everything going our way that even like our personal bigotry needs to be caressed and massaged. Like how do you think you just got into his car? You ordered the car. Like the level of unintelligence and just ignorance. The man is from the same country that you're from. So you can't say, is that how they talk in your country? Because this is his country, so that is how they talk in his country, and yours too. Like it's so much wrong with this, and those type of individuals, they swear they expect you to be so scared of them, and I'm like, why? Like you're a complete buffoon. Like you're cooning. You're a coon in the backseat. You fought in the war 3 times. Did you say that? I fought 3 times in the war. That's not even the right terminology. I ain't even in the military. I fought for this country 3 times in the war 3 times. How? Where? What branch? Whatever branch you was in, you fell out the tree, champ, on your head. Like, and here's my beef, man. And he called an Asian dude a wetback. First of all, you ain't got your slurs right. Your slur game is terrible. Your hate game is awful. This man is clearly. He says video, right? So, but he pronounced it video, and so he's mocking him. Video. That's I think that's like Filipino, like Asian, and then you call him a wetback. Like you gotta get your slurs right. You got your slurs is mixed up. If you're gonna do it, and what does boy do? Like what does that do? I don't know. I guess I have a different mindset. Again, who knows what you would do in those situations? Who knows what you would do? The man could have been shocked. He could have been, but me, when I watch these videos and I see these videos come across my timeline, these Karens and these Teds and all of that, and I'd be like, yo, this video is way too long. Black people, hear me. Somebody's going to steal this, but I want you to have it. Black people, yo, it's too much talking. There is all these videos of me taping this little back and forth with Karen and all that. Too much talking. I'm not encouraging anything else. What I'm saying is stop talking. Do not negotiate with terrorists. That's the rule number one in America. We don't negotiate with terrorists. I'm not in my car having that conversation with you. Either you getting out or I'm getting out. That's it. I'm calling the police. I fear for my life. I'm not even saying don't take this the wrong way. If Lamont said we should all, I ain't say that. That's private conversation, but this ain't that. What I'm saying is to stop talking. There's no amount of explaining with an unintelligent, ignorant buffoon. There is no explaining. Like, get out of here. You get out of my car. Oh, you're not gonna get out of my car? All right. I'm out and I'm locking you in and I'm walking off. Like, you're gonna have to figure your dumbness out. I'm not gonna sit there and bait you into getting you getting me riled up, which gives you an excuse to get back riled up. We already know how that's gonna play out when the authorities come, because you're gonna call the authorities. We know how it's gonna play out. So my strategy is, all right, peace. Because I'm already know, I'm like, well, you fat motherfucker, this, that, and this. And, and now I'm aggressive. And now I'm a person, a brown person. You know how those brown people can get, black and browns can get aggressive. He was talking to me in his kind of language, because this is what he's going to do when they come. He was threatening me in his language. That's what they do. I'm not talking all this extended period of time. It just ain't. It's too much talking. Stop negotiating with terrorists. Please. That should be your new rule for the summer. Ain't no talking. You got the video. Ain't no talking. All right. Yes, that's my number one rule of peoplenomics. Yes, Imani. You cannot rationalize with irrational people. I say that all the time. You can't do it, and we need to stop doing it. I seen the videos of the brothers at the Mercedes-Benz dealership coming to pick up they man, and it's their car. And the ladies on the hood with both hands talking about get out of the car. And then I seen one this weekend, and they thought, this group of people thought that they had stole his car. They driving. It's the kid, and you can hear the kid. It makes my blood boil. You can hear the kid screaming, "Daddy, daddy." What do we do? And they around the motorcycles on one side, and the other dude's walking up on the other side, banging the window. Then this crazy meth head jumps on the hood of the car, and they're like, "Get out of the car! This ain't your car." Stop talking. Stop talking. It's too much talking. Do not negotiate with terrorists. You're on the hood of my car. My child's in the passenger seat. You're on one side trying to knock the window in. The other side, you're trying to pull the door open. What do you think you should do behind the wheel of that car? Stop talking. Okay. I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm saying. So we're going to move on. So here's another one. 2 out of 3 things I want to get across to y'all before I leave. The second was this one. This is going to make your blood boil too. This one I don't even understand. This one is unfortunate because in court, they're gonna be able to defend what they did. So there was a white couple in St. Louis. Protesters were marching to the mayor. So, all right, let's go back. Let's go back. Last week, the mayor, in lieu of there was a young lady at a protest who took a megaphone and was in the middle of the protest in front of law enforcement. I don't have that clip. She was reading off. She found the information, freedom of information, is public record. She was reading off a list of law enforcement officers in their city and the charges they had against them, like grievances that they had against them, and is reading their record, right? And some of them is really getting in their feelings and literally leaving the area. The police was leaving the area. They said later that the statement was released that they did that for their safety, so they left, right? So the mayor gets on a press conference on TV and starts reading out names and home addresses. This is the mayor of St. Louis, American City. Starts reading the addresses, names and home addresses of protesters who are supporting the defund the police movement. A targeted attack. Terrorism. A targeted attack. This ain't dog whistle. This ain't that. This is a targeted attack. This is doxing on a whole nother level by a state official against that state official's own citizens. Okay. So people are like, all right, that's effed up. We marching. So they march again, protest. They go to her neighborhood, gated community. They're going to march on the mayor's house. We've seen this in other cities. We've seen it within the last few weeks. They marched on Mayor Bowser's house, Keisha Lance Bottoms. They go, protest, yell, whatever. Police protection, they guard, whatever, and then it's over and you go home. So they have blocked the streets in this particular neighborhood, so they cut through a neighborhood, about 100 protesters. All right, trespassing. Okay, all right. You bust the gate to get through. Destruction of property. All right, okay. So there was this white couple that came out armed. The husband had the long gun, and the wife had the pistol. And of course, you know what they did? Well, if you didn't know, let's watch together. Let's watch together. Okay. And let me know if you can hear this too. An angry mob. Okay. President Trump, of course, retweeted a tweet that included video. Okay. Oh, she did it on Facebook Live. So during the Facebook Live earlier that week, Mayor Newsom read the addresses of people who wanted to defund the police. This is a mayor of an American city. This is exciting stuff here. They said the couple was actually supportive of the protesters' message. They just didn't like them destroying property. And they said the destruction of property was actually, and I'm reading the article on another site, the destruction of property was actually done by white individuals. All right. There's that. St. Louis Police Department tells CNN that they are investigating the incident. We're investigating. We're running our own investigation. You know how that goes when they run their own investigation. All right, I'm back. I gotta see your face. All right, so yeah. So okay. So let's play DA. I don't like advocating for the devil, but let's play DA. He said you didn't see an angry mob in Monty. All right. Now, first of all, let's point out the obvious. That's an unbelievable house. You guys, that's some fly shit. You guys are rich. You really, yeah. And one thing we know about rich white people is they would hate to have to lose it all to some young black angry people. They're armed to the teeth. Rich and poor white people, actually. But anyway, that is a nice house. What do y'all do? Like that, I would have been out there. Like, what do you do? Are y'all hiring? Like, this is absurd. But how do you clean the windows on the fourth story? Like, that was, yeah. No, it looks like a government building, but that was their house. So, yeah, let's get Nelly on the phone. Where's Nelly? But anyway, so they can argue with the video that they were trespassing in a gated community, private, which is could be considered private property. But here's the thing, they're going to win. Nothing. Let me say this first. Let's have this understanding while we're having this conversation. Nothing is going to happen to them. Okay, nothing. But I just want you to understand some things. There's no in a world that there's a black couple in a super nice ass house and there's a Klan rally coming down the street. We ain't got to go Klan. We ain't got to go Klan. Let's say there's a large white group that doesn't like the fact that they took Uncle Ben off of the rice box, right? So they coming down the street, and the black people was like, whoa, whoa, y'all too loud. Whoa, 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 whoa. Y'all ain't even supposed to be out here. As a matter of fact, no way in the world. It's just not happening. So regardless of the defense that they're going to use to say that they felt threatened, because their attorney had already released a statement, they felt threatened. They used the phrase FFL. They feared for their lives. They already used the phrasing. So that completely absolves white people. Because, and here's the thing, this is a sidebar, and I'm sorry, I'm just going off on so many tangents. I'm just trying to squeeze a lot in a little bit of time. Here's a tangent. The one thing I never understood about fear for my life is it's so hypocritical. You can't be super tough and super superior to me and be the superior race and be just this unbeatable force, super smart. I got the backing of the U.S. military and the sweat of my forefathers in my veins, and be this super tough. And every encounter you have with me, you fear for your life. The shit don't match. I never understood that. Even when I was young, when I would hear that, I fear for my life. But you can't be tough one minute and then every other occurrence that you have with black people or a black person, you fear for your life. It don't match. One of those, you're lying on one of those. You're either not super tough or you didn't fear for your life. Like one of those, you're lying. All right. So anyway, let's come back. So the attorney said they fear for their lives. They were concerned with the property damage. People in the crowd were screaming, "We'll kill you," and all this. Even still, there is gun protocol. There is a thing called gun etiquette. I don't care if I'm in an open carry state. I don't care if I'm locked and loaded. I do not tip my muzzle in an aiming direction until I'm ready to fire. So you already are physically threatening this mob of people who have done nothing to you. So for those of my white friends who are watching right now, this is what we be talking about. That's your phrase for the rest of the day. This is what we be talking about. Like the fact that they can do aim. She's out there old dogging it. She's old dogging it like this with a large caliber handgun, and her husband is in the back with an assault rifle. Because people walking down their street in a gated community and they fear for their life. All right, let's move on. All right, let's move on. And let's end on a high note. You ready? We're going to have some fun. Let's end on a high note. I don't even know how true this is. This is like every few days, your president says something and it makes a headline, and you read it and you be like, this here. And then you read it further and you be like, he got to be playing. He's got to be playing. There's no way he can think like this. And then it's, you go on Twitter and you see that it was his tweet, and it's 170,000 retweets. And it's like, there's no way, right? He did it again yesterday. My man did it again. Hold on, let's look. Let's see. So in an interview yesterday with Fox News, he was asked about the tearing down of statues. Did y'all catch this one? He was asked about the tearing down of statues, and he said, let's see, I'm going to paraphrase this article. I'm not going to play the video. I'm going to just paraphrase this article. This is from the Daily Mail. He said that black people who want statues of slave owners and Confederate figures removed should learn from history or risk going to go back to it sometime. I'm sorry. I couldn't even contain that one in. Let's go back. Donald Trump has said that black people who want statues of slave owners and Confederate figures, removing them, should learn from history or risk going to go back to it sometime. Your man said this yesterday on a TV interview. All right, so let's go DA, even though I don't like advocating for the devil's advocate. One of your friends, your smart black friends, is going to defend his statement. And they're going to say, well, There's an old saying that those that don't know their history are doomed to repeat it, right? It's not the same thing. That's not what he's saying. Let's dig deep. In the words of popular talk radio host, let's unpack this, right? So he goes on to further say, we have a heritage, we have a history, and we should learn from that history. And if you understand your history, you will go back to it again. You will go right back to it. You have to learn. Okay, that sounds similar. Think of it, he continues. You take away that whole era and you're going to go back to it sometime. People won't know about it. They're going to forget about it. It's okay. You have to understand history and our culture and so many other aspects, but you can't take down George Washington. Here's the other problem I have. A lot of people don't even know what they're taking down. Okay. You're smart. So you understand that, wait a minute, I think somebody even just said it in the comment. Hold on, let's go. Wait. Oh, almost. I thought you would say, okay, let me go back. That's funny. Yeah. Yes. This is exactly what he's saying. So if you don't learn, you're going to be a slave again. That's what he's telling you to your face. It's not saying that, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to make the same mistakes again. No, that's not the same thing. That's not what he's saying. He's saying literally, if y'all do this, it's going to come a time when y'all ass going to get put right back in the same situation. No, man. Your man is wild. Hey, shoot me an email with your friends who are still supporting this president, because I know you have them. I want to talk to them. They got to come on the show. They have to. There's no way in the world. I just need to hear, because there's no way in the world you can hear these things. Like the next thing is 12 times worse than the previous thing. Unbelievable. Yeah, so there's that. So that was yesterday. Unbelievable. PJ White says, yeah, know your place. And so in the same vein of what I was talking about earlier, let me add some more clarity. Not advocating anything. I'm advocating awareness. I want you to be smart, people. I believe this is a smart audience, and I want you guys to shake off some of those old fears that you have about certain things that you learned in civics and forgot about. But I will say this: the Second Amendment applies to you as well. You're a citizen. Okay, that's all. Just wanted to remind you, because a lot of people are kind of afraid, and because we've been traumatized with things associated with that. But if you're educated on it and you break loose of that fear and realize that you have a right to protect yourself, things will change on some levels. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, so that was my weekend, man. Trump said, your president said, if y'all quit taking these statues down, here's my and I'll probably wrap it up with this, because I had an idea, man. I was just listening to a whole bunch of things and it just came in my head. Really, all right, what's the most we could take down? Like, we're changing universities, and then, are we taking pages out of books? Are we taking books off reading lists? It happened years ago with one book, Huck Finn, or Uncle Tom's Cabin, one of them. But do we have the bandwidth to really go after everything? Like, is that, and then if we reach upon the threshold of everything, if we get close to everything, I'm talking school names, road names, statues, universities, government buildings. What about relatives? Like, what if, Andrew Jackson is your fifth great grandfather twice removed? Do you got to go to? Like, how are we going to address that? And if we get rid of everything, then what? Like, are we in a better position? Are we in a better situation? Like, somebody on social media said, all these corporate acknowledgments and little donations is fine, but that don't put us in no better economic position. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still ducking that reparations rap. So I say that to say, here's an idea. So we take the statues down, right? And it's a lot of them. They're everywhere. And who is the committee? Who determines what goes and what stays? Does it if it's a young statue and the person was for pro-slavery young in his life, but later on he was an abolitionist, like is it the old statues can stay, but the young ones got to go? Like, what do we do? So here's the idea. I say it's museum time. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some millions. Y'all got the money. Let's get some millions together. And just like we put up the National Museum of African American History, put up your own little museum to study your heritage. I could care less about your heritage. That's fine. Get your private money together and put a museum up. Call it the Hate Museum. It's an American Hate Museum. And he's, oh, where you going this week? I'm going to the Hate Museum. Oh, that's what's up. Who they got down there now? They got a special exhibit. You know what I'm saying? Put the Hate Museum together. Put all them iron statues up and people on horseback and generals and all of that. Put all that shit in there. The Hate Museum. They have them in every city. So I know where it's at. It's right here, and I ain't got to go nowhere near it. But the Hate Museum. That's what we need. We need more hate. Yeah, they talking about renaming the Wilson Bridge because Woodrow Wilson was a motherfucker. But here's the thing. Woodrow Wilson, he been a motherfucker. Like, he was a motherfucker when you named the bridge. Like, that's the part I don't understand. Like, we playing this little game right now. It was like, oh, he ain't care about niggas neither. Oh, he used to say that, a nigga was this. Oh man, he got to go. No, when they built it, he was that. So that ain't strategy, because that's not putting us, that's not advancing us. Now, don't take me out of context. I'm all for everything that's happening right now. I'm all for these people being uncomfortable. You can be uncomfortable for 10 minutes. You can. I said it last week on Karen Hunter show. You can be uncomfortable for 10 minutes. You can, that feeling of having your history erased. Okay, you're welcome. Now you know a smidge of what it feel like. So I'm all for all that. But what I'm saying is, then what? Strategy. Does it make us feel better? Does it help future generation? Like what is it? What is the angle? What is the angle? So there's that. But the Hate Museum. I say put up that Hate Museum. Put all that whack shit in one little thing. Y'all can go in there and put the Confederate flag. This Confederate flag flew on the State House of Mississippi, and there was one time in 1961 when it was. You can have all that. Do that in your museum. Get that shit off the street. That's all we say. Get it off the street. You can have all that. Ain't nobody erasing your heritage, your culture. Put your private money, fund your hate museum, and go in there and celebrate each other's hate and leave everybody else the fuck alone. All right. That's funny. Wait a minute. The Hate Museum should only have an entrance. Everyone who visits to see the good old days, they can't leave. Exactly. That's funny. Shout out to Karen Hunter on the check-in. I see you. All right. So there it is, folks. Another good show. We got to leave on a note. Hey, so if y'all heard the audio, that means the audio is working. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this message from an elder. We always got to leave on a message from an elder in a segment I like to call Hi Dad.
Happy every day. This is Alpha Papa with today's reflectors. Favorable encounters with police. When my family visits our relatives in Brooklyn, New York, my siblings and I were dispersed to various relatives for shelter. There were no hotels, nor could we afford one. Around 1960, I was knocking on the door of the relative that I was staying with. No one answered. Suddenly, two police cars pulled up and 4 officers surrounded me and asked me questions as to why I was there. No rough stuff. Remember, this was in 1960. I told them my relative's last name, and they directed me to the house, which was 3 doors down. My thoughts. Police officers don't necessarily have to live in the area where they work, but they must know the community. I grew up in an area in Washington, D.C., where the police officer walked the neighborhood with call boxes spread out on various corners for him to be in contact with headquarters. He knew the community, where you live, whose phone he could use in an emergency. Eventually, as the neighborhood grew, there were 2-man squad cars patrolling the area. They also knew the community. Now, my thought for today is when police officers come in a community as an occupational force, trouble ensues. Peace and blessings. Alpha Papa signing off.
All right, there it is. A word from an elder, educator, career educator, and seasoned vet, always dropping a little knowledge on us on the way out the door. Thank you for that. Also, so on the way out, man, we got about 30 seconds left. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, if you want to become a sponsor or a patron or just want to donate for the cause, and of course the cause is because please send us $1, Cash App, $ Lamont King 06, and we can enhance our broadcast operations out of Tiny Closet Studios. I appreciate y'all. We got some dynamite guests lined up this week. We're gonna have some fun. Meet some people, talk about some things. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, and turn the notifications on all my social media and on YouTube, youtube.com, Lamont King, and follow me at Mr. Lamont King on all social media. I appreciate y'all. And hey, don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And if you do,